Hey. Okay, we're live. And so here's Brunch with Brian, and today it's Train Your Brain Day. So here's what I want, here's my biggest points. If you want to be successful, I've got it really boiled down to three things. Three things is what I've got your success boiled down to. Okay, and so you got to train your brain how to stick to the steps, stick to the scripts, and stick to your schedule. So that's how I like to break it down. That's about the simplest way. I was doing a whole full 1-day training session yesterday, and I've always said stick to your scripts and stick to your schedule, but it's really all three things. So that's what I want you to write down. If you had a mantra for success in real estate or almost any pursuit, it would be that same thing. There's always going to be certain steps to success in any endeavor, real estate included. And there's going to be, you got to set up your business, you got to form your LLC, open your bank account, and then you got to start marketing or calling, finding sellers, talking to realtors, finding leads, and then you got to know how to negotiate them and close them. So you got to read scripts, you got to follow scripts, and then you got to go to the house. There's more scripts there. It's really anything when you're pursuing any kind of a endeavor, and especially if it's like a sales type thing where you're actually closing a deal. That is really so much dependent on sticking to your steps, sticking to the schedule, and sticking to your scripts. Now, the most important steps in this business right now is your 36 steps of your creative financing step-by-step checklist. That is in your what to do manual. All your steps are in your what to do manual. Okay, so you have our what to do and what to say and what to do system. So all the scripts obviously are in the what to say system. All the steps are in the what to do system. So if you're executing a creative financing deal, a cash flow deal, a pretty house deal, a terms deal, whatever you want to call it, a seller financing deal, you're going to print that one page with all the steps on it, and it's right out of your what to do manual. And actually you should just print off about 20 of those, because every deal you do, you're going to use that step-by-step checklist. There's little spaces there, and you're going to write in the date that you did each of these things. So what day did we order title? What day did this happen? What day did this happen? So you're going to have your whole step-by-step checklist for every deal you do. Now there's an overall step-by-step checklist for your business. So if you don't know, when I say follow the steps and you go, well, what are the steps? Okay, well, the steps are in your what to do manual. There's a quick start daily plan in there, and that tells you everything, all the steps for the first 30 days. So that gives you 30 days of steps. And then when you get into the deals, those are your deal step-by-step checklists. There's 7 of them. There's 7 different kinds of deals, so there's 7 checklists. And so when you go on ourwolfpack.com and access your material, go to the what to do manual. In fact, everybody should be reviewing that what to do manual on a regular basis. That's where the key steps for the entire business is, and so much other information, so much crucial information in your what to do manual. But mostly the what to do manual is the steps, and then what to say manual is the scripts. And the what to do manual even references the scripts. It says, okay, it's time to read the closing call script. So read the seller financing closing call script, and that's one of the steps. So when you want to train your brain, it's National Train Your Brain Day. If you want to have success in real estate, you'll know the steps. You'll be familiar with the scripts. You'll role play the scripts even in advance, even before you ever say them to sellers. You're role playing them with, remember the videos, we've got that whole your turn section. So even if you don't have anybody good to role play with you, just role play with the videos, the your turn videos. So, get good at the script, get good at the steps, know the steps. You don't have to memorize the steps. I don't know all the steps. There's no way I'm going to memorize 36 steps to the creative financing deal. So I rely on that checklist. So go to that checklist. That would be a really good assignment for today, is just print 10 of those creative financing step-by-step checklists, okay? And that's in your what to do manual. So print off like 10 of them. and start, create some folders. Now, I always say create 5 buying folders. Make sure you got a purchase and sale agreement in there. You got authorization to release information in there. You got your basic forms set so that you're ready to go. Like if you got an appointment today with a seller who was interested in selling their house, you wouldn't have to go, okay, what paperwork do I have to get together? What, you're going to be all like, oh, how do I get over there? I'm telling you that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're expecting success when you create 5 buying folders. And that's everything that goes into the seller file. If you go on your forms set, go into the forms, when you go into the system on ourwolfpack.com, just go into the forms of the what to say forms. And in there is a seller file checklist that tells you everything that will ever go into that seller file. So that's actually pretty helpful to know everything in there. But when you go out on the first appointment, guys, what do you really need? If you want to make up a buying folder, just real simple, what do you need? You need a purchase and sale agreement. Now, I want you to have a blank one in there in case you have to fill out a new one, but your actual purchase and sale agreement should be typed out and printed. So remember, we've got the forms on there, so use the right forms. Print the purchase and sale agreement. You need the purchase and sale agreement, and you need an authorization to release information. And if there's a mortgage on the property, I want you to have the seller sign the lender change of address form. Okay, the lender letter, we call it. So that's your really core paperwork set. Okay, that makes the deal happen. Now everything else can be signed later. You could sign some more stuff. You could sign an escrow. There's an escrow form that releases the escrow funds to you at the end. But there's some other forms with your attorney or whoever's doing the final closing once the title's pulled. They can take care of that. Really, all you need on that first appointment is a purchase and sale agreement, authorization to release information, and a lender letter if they have a mortgage on the property. If you get those 3 things, I'm more or less satisfied. You can move the deal down the road. You can pull title. You can set up the attorney close and provide any other paperwork to the attorney or title company that they need. So again, guys, sometimes I get a little bit granular when I start talking about this stuff, but all these are golden nuggets. They're little key inside tips on the mechanics of how this business works and making sure you have stuff ready. And I'll tell you, it will change your mentality, not just the mechanics, but there's 2 sides of the business. I say this all the time, so you should have written this down a lot of times. There's the mechanical side, the mechanics, and the mindset. Okay, so you guys, if you listen to the steps, if you follow the steps and the scripts, following the steps and the scripts and your schedule, that's the mechanics. Okay, what's the mindset? That's affirmations, being positive, and one thing that will absolutely help your mindset, and coming on Brunch with Brian. And one thing that will help your mindset, though, is creating those 5 buying packets. So that's my assignment. Create 5 buying packets and then go out and get an appointment for this Saturday. Everybody should have a deal meeting appointment every Saturday. And you set that up with the calls that you're making on Thursday and Friday. So today is a great calling day. Sometimes I recommend to our students that they call during the lunch hour today, just because sometimes people don't pick up at night, but you can get them in the day. So try to call some FSBOs today. Use the FSBO opening call script, which is the greatest script ever for calling FSBOs and getting the information and building the rapport. So use that script, call them, be ready with the seller financing closing call right behind it, and then get that appointment. The seller financing closing call is followed by the setting the appointment script. And so just start at the beginning of that script and try to get to the end. And if you get to the end, you got a deal and you got an appointment. And so get out there, and Saturday's the day that is a good day to meet people to buy their houses. And so make 5 buying packets, get those ready to go, and be familiar with the paperwork, make sure you got everything, and start expecting success. And make it happen this weekend. Everybody's got to get at least one deal, one of these creative financing deals by Christmas. I want you to have a great Christmas. One deal would do it. One deal. If it's your first deal, one creative financing deal would make a great Christmas. But for you guys who are a little more advanced, I want you to shoot for 3. There's no reason you couldn't get 3 deals. Guys, you could get a deal this Saturday if you really focused up and start calling around and talking to FSBOs and realtors and got going. So, okay, so we started off on training your brain. We went to, remember, write that down. The most important thing I said today is the secret of success is sticking to the 3 S's, sticking to the steps, sticking to the scripts, and sticking to your schedule. So I know if you do that and make a schedule that requires 7 hours a week, or at least 4 hours a week. Everybody can spare 4 hours a week, but I know you can even find more. So 7 hours a week would be preferable. The more time you can put in, the more calls you can make, the more research you can do, the more diligence you apply, the more success you're going to have. So, boy, I wasn't intending to go this long. I usually try to keep it under 10 minutes, so I apologize, guys. Hi, everybody. Christy WL, Robert, Isabel, Lori, everybody. It's so great to see everybody. So good morning today, and have an awesome day. Set yourself up for an amazing weekend, starting with today, calls today and tomorrow. So let's say I'm going to stick to the steps, scripts, and schedule. Okay, I'm going to stick to my steps, scripts, and schedule. Let's say that. That's our affirmation. Okay, let's not say I'm going to. Let's just say I stick. Okay, I stick to my scripts. I stick to my steps, scripts, and schedule. Okay, ready? So that's our affirmation. 1, 2, 3. I stick to the steps, scripts, and schedule. I stick to my steps, scripts, and schedule. One more time. I stick to my steps, scripts, and schedule. Yeah, that's the secret to success right there, guys. Let's start deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Oh, it always feels good. You forget, guys, you got to do your deep breathing every day, you know, and you know, several times a day. It's always very refreshing. Oh, nice deep breath. Oh, it's very invigorating. You know, if you don't do deep breathing exercise like this, you'll go through your whole day with little shallow breaths and you never cleanse out the bottom of your lungs. So one more deep breath. Big smile. That always puts you in the right mindset. Remember, smiling is the key. I should talk about smiling every day. Say it with a smile with the scripts too. All right, so awesome brunch with Brian today. I'll see you back tomorrow. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and of course, taking action.